Today is 4/11/18 Wednesday, about 6:05 p.m. I had an experience today that I don't feel compelled to go into here, but it made me think about how fixated my father was on my looks. He was very fixated on my hair and my figure and stuff like that. As a former psychotherapist, and probably if I hadn't ever been a psychotherapist, sometimes I can't help but to wonder why he was so fixated on my looks. And if his fixation on my looks plays a part in why I'm so self-conscious and slightly obsessed with my looks and other people's looks. Because I definitely believe childhood experiences and nature and or nurture affect the slight obsessions and fixations we have as adults. Of course, I just don't know which one plays the biggest role. Nature and or nurture. It's possible that because of nature, I would have always been self-conscious and slightly obsessed with my looks and the looks of other people. As a former psychotherapist, I can't help but to wonder if something incestuous was at play when it came to my father's fixation on my looks. I hope there was nothing incestuous at play, but you never know. And even if something was incestuous at play, underlying or inspiring his fixation on my looks, and possibly for nature and or nurture reasons, for him, something incestuous was at play. I give him all kinds of credit for not acting on it and keeping it under control, damn it. This situation regarding my father brings to mind a conversation I had over a decade ago with a white woman who was pre-interviewing me for a conservative radio station that wanted to interview me regarding my books and my art. I only reference her so-called race to convey that the issues I'm discussing here cross race. Anyway, my father came up during our pre-interview, and she told me that she had an abusive relationship with her father, and that something incestuous happened. I find this topic very intriguing from a psychological perspective, a historical perspective, even a biblical perspective. All kinds of perspectives. Anyway, if nothing incestuous inspired my father's fixation on my looks, I've wondered over the years and created a lot of art regarding the possibility that maybe he was so fixated on my looks because some parents, or maybe many parents, or maybe all parents, I can't remember if I've ever read any scientific research on this topic, but this is definitely one of my theories. Maybe some parents are so fixated on their children's looks because they see their children as an extension of themselves. Yeah, a representation of them, and thus they get really fixated on their children's looks. And like my father often did regarding many issues, he took his fixation on my looks too damn far. Another possibility for why my father could have been so fixated on my looks is that he was mindful of the fact that in this world, many people will judge you based on your looks. They'll make all types of decisions about you based on your looks. How they treat you, if they'll hire you, all types of things. Based on their subjective opinion of your looks. And maybe he just didn't have the knowledge and or skills to convey that he had such concerns. And he wanted me to keep myself looking a certain way because he thought doing so may make life a little easier for me. At least regarding the issue of people judging you and making decisions about how they treat you based on your looks. Regarding the topic of me being self-conscious, I think there's a definite pro to me being self-conscious. Based on what I know about what I consider my strengths and weaknesses, I think me being self-conscious helps me avoid engaging in behavior that I consider stupid. I also think that another pro of me being self-conscious is that it helps to keep me humble to a degree, damn it. I think trying to be as humble as possible is a wise and good thing for all people, damn it. Lastly, I've been writing about and creating art about my incestuous theories regarding my father ever since I was a little girl, when I was either in elementary school or middle school, before I even knew what the concepts incest and incestuous were. And as usual, I have evidence of my childhood artistic creations and writings, damn it. I even submitted some of my writings regarding my father to Essence magazine when I was in middle school or high school, but I think it was middle school. And of course, I have evidence, damn it. It's all so intriguing. Not bragging, but I was so far ahead of the game to some degree, even as a little girl. But it seems that in this world, when it comes to who gets blown up regarding art and writing and passions like that, unfortunately, it's usually all about connections and who you're fucking. Intriguing side note, some of the things I wrote to Essence about regarding my father as a little girl showed up in an older black movie years later when I was an adult. Needless to say, I wondered, is this just coincidence? What I call bizarro world creepy coincidence? Or did someone steal my little girl ideas and pass them off as their own? You never know. I'd be a fool not to wonder, especially considering the fact that as an adult, I've learned over the years that people in the entertainment industry and people slightly what I call 6 degrees of separation or something connected to people in the entertainment industry are notorious for stealing people's ideas and passing them off as their own. Okay, I think that's it for now.